We sailed with Viking along the coast of Norway, and when in port, we attempted a few firsts. Roasting reindeer sausage, Nordic skiing, touring an ice hotel, catching our own lunch, driving a dog sled, and sailing through the majestic fjords. You want to see more? Keep watching.
Nyalasuka Adventures, operated by a family of reindeer herders that goes back generations, was our host for the afternoon.
After arriving to their secluded mountain ranch, we were invited into their lavu, or traditional tent of the indigenous Sami people, to learn about their culture and long history of reindeer husbandry.
Raised for their fur, meat, and labor, reindeer have been an integral part of Arctic survival for hundreds of years.
It's time to feed the reindeer! The basic diet for reindeer is made up of grasses, leaves, lichen, and on this farm, special nutrient-rich pellets. These male reindeer were only semi-domesticated, so we approached them with caution. It was neat to have the opportunity to see them up close, although I think they would have preferred their meal in private.
After feeding the reindeer, it was back to the lavu to warm up with a hot cocoa and a snack of our own. Yep, reindeer sausage roasted over the open fire.
Did you know that the word ski is actually a Norwegian word that comes from the Old Norse word skid, meaning a split length of wood? It's fitting then that my first time cross-country skiing would be in Norway.
Today we are in Alta, Norway.
We are going cross-country skiing.
After bundling up and donning our gear, we were given a quick lesson and guidance on the how-tos before heading to the trails.
As I got comfortable with the movements, I was confident I would be a natural at Nordic skiing. Little did I know how hard the simplest hill would be.
You got this, babe.
Oh, how quickly the confidence disappeared.
Oh!
We took a quick break midway for some cocoa and conversation. Then it was back to the trails to head home and rest our worn-out bodies.
Would I do it again? Absolutely. I clearly have a lot to work on.
Wait.
He's steaming.
Am I still steaming?
No, Ryan is. Look at this.
Yeah, that's good. Steamed up.
Yeah, it's you're steaming.
You know that saying that it's not about the destination, but about the journey? Sometimes the journey brings you a sighting of wild moose. How cool is that?
After our exciting encounter, we arrived to Sorasniva and met with one of the hotel's designers, Knut, for a private tour.
The hotel, which first opened in 2000, is made entirely of snow and ice and takes 5 weeks to build. We are in the Ice Hotel in Alta, Norway.
This place is extraordinary. They rebuild it every year because, of course, during the summer, it all melts.
I did not know what to expect, but it's beautiful in here. Of course it's cold, but it's quite magical, and there's art all over, so take a look.
Each piece of artwork was hand-sculpted and ranged from Norwegian wildlife to mythical creatures and historical figures. Even practical aspects like lighting and structural columns were intricate and detailed.
The hotel offers 2 wings of public spaces: the ice chapel, where worship services and weddings are performed, and the main socializing area. This area includes an epic ice bar, large enough to fit several guests, a living room type space with a couch and faux fireplace, and even a dining area with a table and benches.
The opposite wing is reserved solely for bedrooms. This year's theme focused on fairy tales. Here's a look inside a few of the specially designed suites.
Excalibur. It is comfortable. It's very quiet,
Yeah.
as you can imagine. Don't know if I could do a whole night though.
No, you would freeze.
Inside, the temperature hovers around 22 degrees Fahrenheit, so thick sleeping bags with reindeer hides are supplied to keep you warm and cozy all night. A service building next door offers bathrooms, a sauna, showers, lockers, and a restaurant to complete your stay. Would you spend the night here?
We couldn't leave without toasting our visit with a shot of their signature bright blue vodka served in, you guessed it, ice glasses.
It's delicious.
You see this nice eagle?
Eat the cup now.
I know, I'm like,
Thank you so much.
Just bars.
We are in Tromso, and today we are going to do a wildlife sighting fjord cruise.
It was a rainy morning when we boarded the Fjord Queen for our wildlife cruise. After meeting the captain, Christina, our guide, showed us where we'd be sailing and what to expect on our adventure.
We set off, and it wasn't long before we had our first encounter with the local fauna.
Where did you get that little guy?
The captain gave them to me. Oh. Yeah, he's just chilling. First catch of the day. Whenever I'm on a boat, I gotta do it. I'm flying! Just flying!
Once we were in deep enough waters, it was time to go fishing. Apparently, it's pretty easy to catch fish in Norway. Just drop the line in and wait.
Anything we caught would be used for a fresh fish lunch stew.
Pull it in already.
Only 50 minutes left.
Yes.
It's a baby.
The captain gladly filleted our catch And while our stew cooked, we enjoyed more of the wintry Norwegian landscape.
Bon appetit!
Bon appetit!
Bon appetit!
Our sighting of Norway's sea eagle was an exciting moment as it trailed our boat looking for fish.
Hello, sea eagle. Hi.
We then dropped anchor for some more fishing, and Colleen reeled in a big one.
Oh la la, this is yours!
All right.
Touch it. You should hold it. You should kiss it.
Then it was back to Tromso for the night to rest before our next adventure tomorrow.
It is day 2 in Tromso.
And if you can't tell, we're going dog sledding today.
After a quick lesson from our guide, it was time to head to our sled. All the dogs were extremely friendly, and it was clear they were well trained and socialized. Most couldn't wait to meet us.
Never let go. Go, doggies, go!
Although the dogs do most of the hard work, it is important to always be alert and cognizant of your speed, the terrain, and your dog's safety when you're driving.
We were told to never let go of the sled, and always keep a safe distance between your sled and the one in front of you.
Each sled has a foot brake that works by digging into the snow to slow the sled.
The views were breathtaking as we glided over the snowy hills, but soon it was time to stop and switch drivers. It was my turn to be the musher.
Yeah! Any warning?
Oh, this is so fun! Oh my god, it comes up so
Yeah, these dogs are fast.
sorry. I was like, tree! Bump!
You're not kidding. Okay, let me get them again. Oh!
Lots of bumps, lots of bumps!
Now we're fine.
Lots of bumps, hold on.
And we're back. Hi. Hundreds of doggies. Yes.
This is a very good, strong boys. And the strong boys, they always go the back. As you maybe have noticed in your team, the boys in the back are the biggest. And to the front you have the lead dogs. So the muscles are in the back, and the brain is in the front. So the females are in front. I have to put it.
After our ride, we were invited to walk amongst the dogs and play with them at our leisure while we learned how they are raised and chosen for the sled teams.
Looking back, it was one of the most thrilling and memorable experiences I've ever had, and I would highly recommend it for anyone. Our day ended with a warm meal, fireside, surrounded by friends. You can't get much better than that.
One thing we tend to do a lot on cruises is trade our big ship for a small boat to get a different perspective on things.
For our last port day in Stavanger, we did just that and set sail on a morning cruise through the fjords for a glimpse at the famous Pulpit Rock.
On the way, we were treated to spectacular views of the mountains and small communities that call the fjord home.
Pulpit Rock is famous for its epic panoramic views and is popular with hikers. We finally arrived to the base of it, soaring 2,000 feet above us. Maybe next time we'll get to the top.
A mountainside waterfall is our journey's finale before we take a quick stop at a cafe for a classic Norwegian treat.
Getting our waffle on.
We are about to enjoy a culinary specialty of Scandinavia, the Norwegian waffle. Our group is seated at a table with the ingredients ready to go. Thinner and softer than an American waffle, they are traditionally served with sour cream and sweet jam. Fold it or roll it, it's a yummy end to our scenic fjord cruise.
All too soon, we were back in the harbor, where we left our boat to board the Viking Sky to celebrate another delightful day in beautiful Norway. Thanks for coming along. We'll see you next time, Wanderers.